Welcome back, viewers. Today we're going to go over a great mealtime favorite. This is excellent if you're short on time. It's also very healthy and incredibly cheap. We're going to start off with about 2 pounds of lentils here. Don't need to bake these, just give them a quick rinse. We're starting in a pan with about 1.5 cups of water. You can see we've got a little bit of garlic on top. Add to your flavor, say 2 to 3 cloves to start with. If you like more, use more. We're going to be using 1 whole large onion. You can see, just to kind of get an idea of the texture, we're looking for pieces that are diced to about the size of a piece of a lentil. So that can be a lot of work with a knife, especially when you consider that we're going to be adding carrots to it. So this is, 5 or 6 large carrots. We've got baby carrots because they're on sale, so you kind of have to guesstimate how many small carrots make that, but they're a pain to cut up. So we're going to employ our food processor here, and we'll see how quick we can make this into a bit of a dice. Give it a quick stir here to make sure the stuff on the top gets pushed down. But that was much easier than going through the work with a knife. You don't have the risk of, or at least as great of a risk of cutting yourself. And if you're in a hurry, it gets the work done a lot faster. Now we've got that prepared. Again, there's going to be some pieces that'll be a little bit bigger, some pieces a little bit smaller. We're going to go kind of shoot in between. We're going to want to combine all of this with our lentils. We'll give it a brief stir, a brief mix. Finally, you're going to want to get a casserole dish ready. This is what we're going to cook all of this in an oven at 350. We'll be cooking for about an hour, and we'll want it tightly covered. If you don't have a nice cover, you'll want to use a bit of aluminum foil. Our last ingredient we're bringing to the party is going to be about 32 ounces of canned tomatoes. So we've got some stuff from our garden right here, but feel free to use any can from the store. We've got kind of a larger diced chunk tomato, but really anything will work for you guys. I prefer to have the crushed tomatoes, just gives you a little bit more texture. We'll briefly turn this here to get it spread out a little bit. Combine the last of our diced onions we did by hand. And now lastly, you'll want to think about a final spice we think that goes really well with cumin, or goes really well with this dish is cumin. Lentil and cumin seem to go be a good pairing together. Cumin is a bit of a pungent spice, so you might want to try a little bit of that before combining it. Make sure that you like it, otherwise you'll have plenty of flavor with this onion and tomatoes. But we're going to go with 1 teaspoon into this. And keep in mind, cumin, like I said, pretty pungent. A little bit goes a long ways. You're just trying to shoot for a little bit of that background spice or flavor in there. So once we've got this reasonably mixed, we're going to take it and we're going to transfer it into our casserole dish. Good.
And Reese, did you already add water?
I did add water. That was part of the first group of ingredients. We add 1.5 cups of water to the lentils. But once we get it in our casserole dish here, you can finish stirring it around, getting that little bit more uniform of a mixture. As this cooks, the flavors will mingle, join together pretty well. You can see this is about the perfect size for a nice Corningware dish like this. Tap that off. As you can hear, our oven is begging us to begin cooking. We'll go over 350 degrees for about an hour, and then once that hour has elapsed, we'll remove the cover, spread on a little bit of cheese, cook again until the cheese is melted, and you've got a wonderful dish that's high in protein, relatively low in calories, and extremely cheap when you're using lentils. Thanks, and join us for our next video.